Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Cindy with Moonfire Studios, and today I'm doing an impromptu create. I recently, yesterday actually, got my prize box from Sizzix for winning their journaling competition this year. And it was for using, this is an Eileen Hull Biggs die scoreboards die. It's called Pocketbook, I believe, and this was the journal that I won with. I used Craft a Clock papers. This journal is still for sale on my website, moonfirestudios.shop. I will link it below. It's called the Gentleman's Journal, because the papers from Craft a Clock are called Age of Gentleman Collection. Just give you a really quick flip through of it. Just a few goodies. There is also a full flip through that Mr. Moonfire did in his own Snarkity Productions ways on YouTube. So if you would like to see the full flip through of that, that link will also be down below. So it's had a lot of love and attention, so I'm a little surprised it's still there. But if you would like it, or just like to take a peek at it, please be my guest. But today, I will like to do a little quick crafting. You'll have to excuse the manner of my desk here. I'm in the middle of a couple projects. So one has copper tooling for a design that I did for a friend. I'm super excited about that. I haven't gotten to do that in over a year. So, let me show you what I got in my box. Now, I did have these embossing powders, but they are super pretty, and since they're consumables, I will use them. So here is the clear, and the embossing powders have a green stripe on them to tell you the name. So you know there's a difference between the embossing powder and the glitter. They're in similar containers, but the glitter will have a clear stripe, I believe, here. So embossing powder is green stripe to tell you what color it is. This one is clear. This one is hibiscus. Yep, this one is hibiscus. It's a really pretty, deep but vibrant pink, and it has like rainbow glitter pieces in it. This is a beautiful gold. It's really pretty. And then we have silver. And to go with that, there is the clear embossing pad. Now, I have not tried their clear embossing pads yet, so that will be really cool to see how well they work. So we'll set that aside. And then a permanent tape adhesive roller, which I have not tried this either. I have tried their glue. So it's in a skinny, kind of tall bottle. If you get a chance to get their liquid glue, oh my gosh, it is like super strong, super bonding. Fair warning though, there's not a lot of time to play with it, but it works fantastic. I need to get myself some more of that. So, but I do not usually use the adhesive rollers, so we'll be trying this out today. It has a nice little flip open lid to keep it from sticking on things, so that's good. And that's not it. Since it was a journaling contest, I also received alphabets in the Thinlit style. These are Alyssa Williams' design, and they're all capitals, and they're really nice looking. It's called Bold Alphabet 665072. So I hope you can see that okay. We will try some of those out today. And then there is also a stamps set. This one's called Journal Stamps, number 665498. And these ones, the designer is Lisa Jones. I have a couple things from her as well. So it has all the MTWTFSS and then 0 through 9, the names of the months, a nice border design, sort of like a straight clipboard type deal, and then a solid piece that looks like washi that was torn, a little to-do stamp, and then some really cute little floral accent stamps. And then there's one that says notes in pretty cursive too. So that is really neat. But that's not all. A lovely pack of the Botanical Colors for the Sizzix Surfaces paper collection. So it's pretty thick. There are 60 sheets, 10 botanical colors, and there are ocean teal, mist, rust, cotton cream, dusty rose, berry blush, eucalyptus, nightfall, moss, and fern. So these are some really cool colored papers. I did not have this particular paper pack either, so this is really nice. So there's that. And I'm almost done. I did get a nice set of the extended cutting pads, which I did already have a set, but you know, I'm using them a lot. So this is definitely a consumable that is extremely handy. And then, last but not least, why did I get a set of extending cutting pads? For this lovely Mama Gemma, an Eileen Hull Scoreboards XL cutting die. This one is called the Folio Journal, number 664884. I actually did not have this one yet, and I was super uber duper excited to open the box and see that it was a bunch of stuff that I actually didn't have. So thank you, Sizzix. Awesome job. And Eileen Hull is one of my favorite designers from there. I try to get all of her journaling, especially her scoreboards dies and things. So this is an awesome treat. And this has her mandala die on there, which I do have. So I may try to use that one on here today. We'll see where, you know, everything goes. So I'm going to take everything out of their packages, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I have the box out of the package, and it's pretty cool. So what they have are the steel rule die parts that cut in here, and then they also have what's called a score cut line, where there's 1, 2, 3 right there, 1, 2 there, and then there's this part right here which cuts separately, has 1, 2 in it there. And what those are is it scores and then it cuts halfway, so that when you bend your paper that you're using, whether it be mat board, chipboard, craft board, book board, it doesn't buckle or crack or tear horribly. And you'll get to see that when I run it through. What I'm going to be using today for my base is the mixed media board from Sizzix. I'm out of the white matte board, which is why I'm not using it, but this one is a little thicker, I think, if I remember correctly, to support the mixed media applications in it. This one is brown. I don't think it comes in the white. I think just the matte board comes in the white, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. So, and you will need 2 of these. Now sometimes the dies can be a little confusing, especially if you're making a journal, any of those types. What this one is going to do, because it's a folio journal, you're going to cut 2 of these. Now you only have to cut 1 of the pocket bottom and the tassel holder if you want to. You can cut 2 if you want 2 pockets, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay, so the reason you need to cut 2 of the base journal part is because it will be attached together in this spine area, and you'll be able to see that once I get it cut better. So okay, and these are the colors out of the Sizzix pack that I chose to work with. We have Cotton Cream, Nightfall, nope, this is Ocean Teal. This one's Nightfall. And this one is Eucalyptus. And to keep it in with the theme of the journal that won all the goodies with the crafted clock paper, I'm going to continue with the crafted clock paper on the cover of the Folio Journal. And so you can see this is the paper pack for them. And what I'm doing is because this is long, I'm going to pick some papers in here, and I'm going to adhere one for the outside of the cover and one for the inside of the cover before I run it through the machine, because it's so much easier that way. So I'm going to do that really quickly, and I will be right back. Okay, now that I've adhered my papers onto my mat boards, what you're going to want to make sure that you do is, now this is the spine right here with the 3 little holes on top, 3 little holes on bottom, and the score cut lines in the middle. And then you have a panel, a score with a short spine, and another panel. And then this is the pocket piece, and this is your tassel piece, or what have you, accessory piece. What you want to make sure you do, especially if you have a pattern on your paper, is make sure that your pattern starts at the spine. so that when you open your book, it's going to open like this. So I'll have spine here, a panel, little spine, another panel. Now because the die is longer than 12 inches and the board is longer than 12 inches, instead of me just chopping it and eyeballing and trying to get it lined up perfectly, this is going to be hidden to me. So what I did was I just put a 1 by 6 inch piece of the Sizzix paper in coordinating colors on the ends. So what you also want to make sure is when you open this piece, this is going to be my front part of my journal. So when you open this piece, this is your inside of the journal. So you want to make sure that you are correct. Make sure that they start on the same sides, on the same ends, and that they are both, whether it's vertical direction or horizontal direction, whether they're, or in this case, both. Make sure that they go in the same orientation. Otherwise, you're going to have this, and then all of a sudden you're going to open it up, and it's going to be flipped up, and all your words are going to be upside down. Okay? And then, because you're making 2 panels that hook together in the middle for the spine, you want to do the same thing for the back cover, but in the opposite. The interior page is on top. Okay? So basically, open it up, and yes, this is the correct way because I cut it in half that way. The words are going the same direction, just so you know. But open it up, and these are going to overlap right here. So you'll have a little overlap there. Okay? So make sure that cover, interior, and the back cover are all orientated the same way, and they're all lined up on the same sides. If you line it up over here, it's going to cut wonky. Okay? So let's run the back through first. And these are what the extender plates look like. Same as the other plates, only clear and extra long. And you do get 2 in the pack. I am still using my old ones, as you can see, because they last pretty long. Okay. And you want to make sure all of your lines are covered up with your paper. In this case, it's kind of pushing the very edge of the board. So you want to make sure, at the very least, that your spine is covered or at the very end of it. Because you can always have a shorter part on the pocket. I have the Big Shot fold away because that's all I need. There's a neat little teardrop shape from the inside of the accessory doodad. And I chopped it off a little bit. Well, that looks kind of cool anyway. Okay, and here is the pocket bottom. Okay, and you can see the score cuts there, and you're just going to fold those sides back. Okay. I did use some pretty thick papers in this, so I had to make sure to shove it in pretty far, or I mean pretty well through the machine. So I don't know if you can see because the Sizzix paper is really thick, and then the media board is also thick, and then the craft a clock paper is pretty thick for scrapbook paper especially. So there's that, and then there's the inside. And there's the outside, and there's those the cut scores for the spine. Okay, and then here is the bend for the side. So there's one side. This is the back side of the cover, and then when you put the pocket in, I'll show you that's actually kind of cool, because I'm not putting it in the back side. Now you'll see that these little springs kind of pop up, and they get your holes out for you, and if one just kind of pops out, providing you don't lose it in your carpet, you can just kind of poke it back in, and no, it won't hurt it if you don't find them. I didn't find mine for a few months, but I found it and just stuck it back in, so it's all good. Okay, so now, and this is the outside, so I'm cutting into the outside. Okay. And then the way I'm feeding it into the machine is this side first, because this has the least amount of thickness to it. If you try to do it from this end, it'll spit it out at you, and it's really hard to push through, so we do it that way. And here's another pocket. If you want to do both sides as pockets, you can. Okay, now here's the front, and then here's the spine. Okay, now we are going to put the two together. So if you want a thicker book with a thicker spine, you would just line up the end holes. Like so. Okay? Like that. If you want a medium spine, you just line up 2. If you want the regular spine, you would line up all 3. Like that. Okay? And it will end up being like this. Okay? So, and if you want to put a big insert or something in the middle, you can have it like this, you can have it like that, and it would be approximately like so. Okay? I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac. And now for the pocket. You're just going to, like I showed you before, bend the little sides up. And then you have the pocket. So what you're going to do is, and you're going to glue the back side. Okay, and then that is going to sit, you can either put it on the front, on the back, or on both. I'm going to put it on the front because if you leave your pages in here for writing, most people are right-handed, so they're going to want to write on this side. I am going to put some flip outs and things over here, but it will be a little less awkward than if you have to try to write on this without caving it in. So I'm going to take this and just put it on the bottom. And line it up. Into the spine like that. There, and now you have a neat pocket for your folio. Okay. And right now these are straight, but when I'm done they'll be curved, so, or I might leave them straight. I don't know which one yet. We will decide when we're all through. Okay, to make it match the other one, this one I did red waxed linen thread for the binding. So we're going to do that for this one. Now what you're going to do is I leave a little bit, and then because you have 3 signature spots, you're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then I do an extra one for, hey, that worked out well. I didn't even have to cut it. It was already there. Okay, now to do this, this is to make it like a traveler's notebook style where you just slide the pages under your binding here. So to do that, what you're going to do first is you're going to go in through the top and leave about a length and a half, okay? And so that you don't accidentally pull it through. And take a clip or a paper clip, binder clip, whatever, and then just hold it off to the side. Okay, and then you're going to go down on the inside. Now you can always do elastics or something and come around, or even with this you can do an extra decorative thing where you go around in the notches by themselves or in addition to the holes. But today we're just going to do the basic hole binding. So come in through the top, leave about a length and a half of tail, and then go down and then out from the inside. So you have a nice line there. And then you're going to go over and then back in. So you have a line across. Go to the inside, back up and out. Same thing as before, across and back in. So right now you will have one across down here and one across up here. And then you're going to go back down on the inside and out. Okay, and then you're going to go, and I always cut too much off because that's just me, but you're going to go back to the middle and back inside. Okay, so now your bottom is all the way across, and you have your 3 strands and one coming back in through the middle. For the top, you're going to take the one that you left hanging out and bring it back through into the middle of the top. So now you are all the way across on the top and all the way across on the bottom. Okay, and then pull it nice and tight so that you have a little bit of play but not too much, enough to put a book or some papers through. Okay, and then you're just going to bring them together, and since I like to put little like bookmark type things in to where you can come up and over and hang out, I don't tend to tie it in the middle. You can, or you can tie it at the bottom and just have some dangles or nothing hanging out at all. But since I like the bookmarks, I'm going to go and tie it all the way up at the top. Okay, and then once I have my knot done, I like to gather both of them and make a singular knot so that they both come out the same direction towards the top. I just like it better that way because they don't lay wonky. Okay, and now for your pages. So for that, I'm going to use one of these Ideology hook fastener doodads. Okay, I'm actually going to use a glue gun, and I'm going to put some glue around. This is Sizzix glue stick, not the glue gun, because my poor glue gun died. So I'm going to just glue this on here. So I don't have to worry about it shifting. And then for the inside, I'm going to actually flatten them both down, and then I'm going to use a little bit off to the side, making sure not to go over where the pages go through. Okay, so it looks like that. It would be better if it was in the middle, but like I said, I don't want to cover up that. And you could, if you put it in between these two, then you really can't get your string to go through the hole. You can, but there's a whole lot of do it before it's glued, and then you have a lot of extra logistics that's just not worth it. And then if you want to, you can cover it up with a piece of paper, a piece of washi tape. Okay. Now for the interior pages, I'm going to do 3 signature covers using the Sizzix paper, and it's very similar to if you've ever used basil paper. It's kind of textured like that, but it's smooth on the back, and the tooth on these isn't as prominent as it was on that brand, so this one's a lot nicer and a lot more pliable. So to do your signatures, you're just going to measure this part right here. It's 5 inches by 5 1/4, and then if you keep your spine all the way in at 3, and flat it's a little over 1.5. So 1 5/8. So we want to make our pages, I'm going to say 5. You want to make sure you're in between these holes so that you can slide it in. So you have to be within 4.5 inches. So I'm going to do 4 3/8 by 4 3/4 for the pages. So make sure you double whatever you're going to do this. Like if you do 4.5, you want your entire thing to be 9. So they don't stick out too much. I think I will go with 4.5. So 4.5 by 4 3/8. So 9 by 4 3/8. Okay, so they're cut, and then all I'm doing is scoring them in half. Okay, and then figure out which order you want them to be in. I like this order, so I'm going to put one there, and I'll put writing paper inside of here as well. Now you'll have 2 strands in the center, so just make sure you get both of those inside the paper. Okay, and then that's how your journal booklet goes. Okay, that's pretty cool, huh? So I think I want to do something neat for in here. Instead of just making an extra journal or an ephemera pouch, I am going to use a different die for that. And it's going to be, I haven't tried this one yet, but it looks like this really cute ATC card box. So I'm going to make one of those to tuck in there to fill with ATC cards. And for that I am using the cream color out of the Sizzix card packet. And we just cut this really quick. And for the box, I'm just lining it up at the bottom there. This one is by Stephanie Ackerman. I don't know if this one's available anymore. It's a big die, extra large. It's called Box and Card 660281. And you can see, I picked a really light color, but You can see on the Sizzix surfaces with a Z paper how it scores and folds with the die. Really nice. There's no cracking or anything. So I'm going to try this little tape runner guy here. And let's see. Okay, and the way I'm going to adhere it together is I'm going to put these little tabby bottom parts on the inside, and then I'm going to put the short front part, and then it's going to have these sides with the upper tabs wrap around, and then the lid will go inside like that. So you'll have a box like so. Okay, so let's try the Sizzix tape roller. That went nice and smooth. It has really even coverage. It didn't rock either way like this. Really sticky feeling, so I'm going to say make sure it's where you want it. Oh wow, yep, and I didn't even apply any pressure to that side. Wow, that's pretty nice. So far so good. I like this little tape runner. Has a little bit of give. I mean, if you pull it apart, everything does, but there's that. And then you can put some ATC cards in there and put it in your pocket. And put like maybe 2 would fit. Put them in sideways. Yep, if you have a thinner paper for your pocket bottom, it will fit right inside that groove. And you can stack 2 of those tall. So that's pretty cool. And I will put a little pull tab or something on there, or you can just flip it out. So there's that. That's really nice. I really like that. That is so cool. Thank you, Sizzix. How neat is that? So I will play around with these guys because I don't want this to be a hugely long video. And we will do some stuff later with it. Thanks, everybody. And I want to give a huge thank you to everyone that voted for the Gentleman's Journal. Again, it's still available on the shop, but then when this guy, its companion piece, will be on there soon too. So thanks everybody. See you next time. Bye.